Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Not-so-Newbee Rumble 15, where today, despite me streaming on Discord as usual, there's currently nobody in the call, so all is quiet on the Eastern Front. Well, anyways, we'll continue where we left off last week, and continue with the battle between the Plasma Mako and the Volca. Where is the Plasma Mako? There it is. And the Volca is here. Right. I think last week we've had a bit of a question with salvage going on, or in the chat, but as you can see in the rules, salvage per destroyed material is set to 0. So that's not a thing. Now I do believe if like turrets or sub-objects in general get disconnected, you still get material for those, but because they don't count as salvage or something. But other than that, there is just no salvage. Not sure what I can do about the sub-objects giving you back some materials. Anyways though, this is the last battle I think we've had in the first attempt at Not-so-Newbee Rumble 15. One of the few ones with both vehicles having functioning turrets, I think, in that video. But yeah, Plasma Mako was shaping up to winning it, although it took a long time. Let's hope it doesn't take as long this time, so we can swiftly move on. Something else I was kind of wondering about. Now, with the relatively short video of last week out, or relatively, still a 30-minute video, but still, I was wondering, it could be better to just always have those shorter videos instead of doing what I usually did and running full-hour streams. It would mean that the tournaments take a lot longer to get through, but it would also make it a bit easier for me to kind of like edit the videos. It makes the upload go by a lot faster. Lots of positives on my end, personal. Still, something I kind of was wondering about. Maybe somebody else has an opinion on that. Anyways, back to the fight. It's looking like the Plasma Mako is currently in the lead. It's got some explosions near the turrets that didn't go through any of the heavy armor. Nothing devastating. The Volca, on the other hand, seems to have lost a turret. It's down to 3. And one of them seems to be kind of targeted right now. Oh, never mind. Still, it isn't looking too good for the Volca. Although it is holding up. The only real way the Volca could quickly win in this one is either if the mortars somehow magically sniped out the turret, or if it somehow got to flank. Neither of which seems all that likely to happen. Let's see, where's the next mortar shell? Here comes one. I doubt it'll hit. Actually, I stand corrected. Here it comes. It gets intercepted though. But that was in line for a hit. Pardon me, mortars. You can do it. Volca's still taking the damage like a champ. It's lost one of its mortars back here already too. Oh, very unfortunate. Yeah, the Volca always having to angle back in to get closer isn't making it much more likely that it wins. Well, it is wood, so a plasma isn't the greatest at killing it, but it's still killing it. The Volca, on the other hand, isn't great at dealing with the Plasma Mako, although it's starting to peel away at the armor. I think last time it was just losing turrets a lot faster than it is now. So the Volca was not dealing nearly as much damage. Who knows, maybe we're actually in for a very, very close fight. That might be neat. Oh. Hello, Tarnus. Gonna open the chat. So no longer alone in this recording. Let's see if any of the mortars are going to land a nice hit again. Oh, the Volca is down to 82. It must have lost the turret or something. Like, entirely. Oh. This mortar is... oh no, it's going to miss. I was about to say. It's... actually hasn't lost the turret. The Volca is just that low on health. Question is it falling behind, back further behind the Plasma Mako, or is it holding? The Plasma Mako is another one of these ships where hitting them from below with EMP might actually be enough to do them in. Similar to what happens with the... what was it called again? Diff. Oh, second turret out of action for the Volca. And immediately the next turret is being kind of targeted. Which may or may not end up in it getting disabled too. What is the Volca doing in terms of damage? It looks like it's damaged this turret actually. I don't know how badly. Oh, actually very badly. Yeah, that's a problem. It's disconnected the firing piece. That's not good. So the Plasma Mako is down to its secondary / CWIS gun and doesn't have its big plasma single shot turret anymore. Let's see how long that one holds up now. Yeah, it also gets distracted by the mortars every now and then. And obviously the little missiles, the... oh, it stopped firing.
Something happened to it? Did it cut?
What was that? Is it my internet being bad, or do I just not understand properly?
My internet might be bad.
Oh, there we go. It's getting a little better. And yeah, my internet seems fine for the time being. Yeah, wait, the Plasma Mako has stopped firing and hasn't resumed firing for a good time now. There's some EMP from that cram actually. The Volca may manage to pull this one back. Oh, never mind, the Plasma Mako is just... oh no, it's the points. I thought I was looking at the materials there for a second. My bad. Where's the next mortar? There goes one. But there's no way it'll hit, right? That's a missile. And here comes the mortar. Does it overshoot? Looks like it might overshoot. Although it was very close. Yeah, the Plasma Mako has actually stopped firing, so the Volca is free to fight back. And chip away at the outer armor, basically. I wonder what the Volca did to make it stop firing. I think I see what it did, though. Yep. That'll do. That's most of the plasma gun carved out. So those are completely out of action. So much for just carving away at the armor. Let's see. Another one of those cram mortars coming scaringly close. Oh, the Plasma Mako does have these missiles back here still though. So it's not entirely out of weapons. I completely forgot about those. But yeah, they're still going. Definitely offensive missiles too. And... well, that one just missed. That was anticlimactic. There's only a minute and 20 seconds left. The Volca has almost pulled back at this point. It's almost taken the lead. It's gotta hurry up a bit though. Plasma Mako still has weapons, so if it has more health by the end of the 10 minutes, it wins. Oh, there we go. It's even now. Does the missile land? The missile does land, but it doesn't do much damage. EMP versus wood. Well, it didn't do much damage, but the back turret, the backmost turret seems to be out. Huh. Either way, it looks like the Volca is going to take this one home. And yet again, the outcome seems to be vastly different from the first time we did this. Goes to show again why some people prefer to do best of threes, which with the amount of vehicles here would just take too long, obviously. But yeah, there's a good reason to do best of threes. Like this extreme difference in the outcomes that we've witnessed the last few battles. Well, it's not extreme, it's a pretty close battle actually. 1% of hit points just decided it all. Huh. A nice battle either way though. Now then, moving on to the next one, which would be the Sarquell II against the Shox. Sarquell II, there it is. And the Shox is probably way up here. There it is. I think the Shox had some turret rotation issues as well, which I've taken care of. It wasn't anything big. Mostly just that the turret caps were so large they kind of collided with railings up here, for example, which I've taken away completely. That was really the main one. I think I've also taken away some slopes here, which got into the way of this turret. Either way though, we'll go watch the Sarquell II because I remember it being quite an explosive ship and we don't want to miss that. It's a nice looking ship, yes, but still explosive. There come two cram shells which may set off the explosion. Oh no, they don't. It just sings, I guess. Maybe it's lost its movement AI or the PID or something. But yeah, the Sarquell II is just sinking now. Going full on submarine mode. There you go, the... okay, that cram just wanted these missiles dead, I guess. Oh no, they're just back here. And... yeah, the Sarquell II is just sinking and dying now, I guess. Just gonna wait the last few seconds. And there it goes. Quick battle. So quickly we move on to the Kanoe Viking, one of the new entries against the Kaladome 3, which is another new entry. So 2 new entries fighting now. There's the Kanoe. And the Kaladome is... there it is. Okay, so we have the longest of barrels against... I think this one had Sable, Flag, APS, and a ton of mortars. So this is gonna be fun. Let's see how this ends up going. Yeah, it's got a lot of mortars. It doesn't have firing restrictions on the AVS, which that's a thing. It's a quite silly thing, really. Will the mortars ever manage to hit this bathtub with how much the recoil throws it around? That's the first question. Oh, there comes the first set of mortars. It damaged something quite vital, it seems. Kaladome is still unable to aim its back turret because firing restrictions. It's losing crab parts, so that's probably mortars. Also, somebody else joined us. Oh yeah, Crazy Kid. Huh. Hello. Welcome to Newbee Rumble.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was going on.
Let me checking on this. I think this was actually the mortars which did this. Right here. The mortars seem to be coming awfully close at least.
Comically large barrel.
Comically long barrel versus the mortar span. That's basically this battle. Let's see. Here they come. Splashing around as they usually do. Mortar things. That one almost clipped the barrel. So they're close-ish, but they're not close enough. The back turret's still chilling. It's just not doing anything at all. I wonder how long it takes for this thing to get its turret just clipped by a mortar on accident and dying to that. Any mortars airborne? Yeah, they're just missing. What do I think they do? Now the Kaladome, I think, is quite a resilient craft. Oh yeah, it also has this missile right here, which never really aimed properly, I don't think. We'll see if the missile hits. I doubt it will. I'm not even sure if it can fire the missile at this point.
I was gonna say one of the turrets was stuck, but then it got shut off.
Oh yeah, that turret, yeah, it's no longer stuck now. Mir seems to have forgotten firing restrictions on that one. The Kaladome's also losing some of its mortars, a lot of them actually. It's down to like 3 functional ones. Although, wait! We must have missed it. The mortar has clipped the turret, as predicted.
Oh, that's bad.
That's really bad actually, because now the Viking doesn't have any sort of like firepower left. It's behind in health. This one's supposed to be a full 500mm flag diff, I think. Where's the AI on this thing? Surprised that didn't just straight up die when the turret went. This is engine. Huh. Either way, it's not having a great time anymore. Now, the big question is, do we wait or do we just count this as a win for the Kaladome? It still has functioning weapons, unlike the Kanoe, and has more health too.
I feel like it's just gonna be a one-sided battle at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Kaladome won't sink from the looks of it. It's stable in the water. It's not gonna run out of materials at that rate. It isn't firing either, to be honest, to be fair, but it has more health left. So we might as well just save us the 5 minutes of waiting and... Oh, it is firing. Still, I think we can save ourselves 5 minutes of waiting by just skipping ahead and counting this for the Kaladome. So, congratulations, Mew, despite the missing aiming restrictions on that back turret of yours. Alright, what's up next? The ICF The Fire by Coffee Zombie, and against the Piersimp by Ivan, also known as Gear. They're the Ironclad Foundries, that's what ICF stands for. And the Piersimp is somewhere way down here, there it is.
I didn't look at newbie battles that much, or newbie rumble. What's like the specifications?
The specifications, I mean, this is Not-so-Newbee Rumble, so the Piersimp, I believe, was one of the old vehicles, which was in for round 1 already. It still is quite cheap. Usually round 1 vehicles are allowed to be 150k materials, for this round specifically. While this one's a round 2 entry by Coffee Zombie, who is also a champion, so they can't enter anything into round 1. But yeah, they have to basically deal with a reduced budget of 120k materials. In this case, not really, because the Piersimp didn't make use of its full budget, but still. Curious what the Piersimp does with its crams here. Well, it does that. Just what crams do, I guess. But didn't the Piersimp also... Oh yes, it did. It did have some large torpedoes.
Oh man, those probably are not cheap at all.
Nope, and yet the Piersimp is below budget. Some interceptors tried getting them, but didn't. And that's quite a chunk out of the fire. Here come the crams, which... I think one just straight up over-penetrated, actually. The other one seems to have fused. The Piersimp's still charging right at the ICF. Man, these long names, sometimes I get them confused a little. Oh, a ping. That's my Discord, not yours. Yeah. Will it hit on the way back down? I don't think so. Would have been hilarious though. This fight's actually relatively even. The Piersimp and the ICF The Fire aren't really dropping each other by much. The torpedoes of the Piersimp
Looks like mostly structural block.
Yeah, it's always that, just like the cram hits, it's structural stuff and a lot of just this applique. There's some cram barrels, not like the Piersimp has a lack of those.
It's another comically long barrel.
Comically.
Funny.
The Piersimp usually is actually the piercer from the White Flares, which Gear built himself actually. But for Newbie Rumble he modified it, gave it this huge ass cram turret instead, which is partially why it's so cheap now. Obviously, having a pack instead is gonna cost much more. The Piersimp is starting to take the lead, and I'm starting to see some... Well, it's only a surge protector, but it is something at least. It's starting to see something in turn. Here come the torpedoes again. Interceptors again not doing enough. And yeah, tons of blocks falling once more. How does the fire look from the inside at this point? It's gotta be Swiss cheese, and holy shit it is. I shouldn't say holy, more like holy. There's holes everywhere. Even like in here. How is this gun not dead? Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Let's continue. Instead of wasting any time. The Piersimp's still going strong. Actually, the cram barrel looks a bit depressed.
I think it's all. I think it's all three.
Yeah, it looks like it is off. The barrels, for one, it is smaller than before, and it's not aiming either. So the torpedoes are all the Piersimp has left. What could possibly go wrong with just torpedo spam? Oh, that's at least a cram turret out. And the fire is not really turning to be on target anymore. Given that it's a front side that may or may not cause issues. Did it lose its turning props? It didn't, it's trying to turn. Maybe just some other issues there. Well, here come the torpedoes again. Those torpedoes really are carrying for the Piersimp. Some cram blocks.
And then it's probably hit. It looks like it's sinking a little bit too.
Yeah.
Or a little lower in the water.
They both are. The Piersimp is... I think it's always a bit tilted like that though, so I'm not too surprised by it going down like that. It's got a lot of weight in the front, obviously, with all that armor that it supposedly has here. Yeah, it has some. There go the torpedoes. Those pesky torpedoes, they are just unstoppable at this point. Oh, that looks like APS. Yes, it is. Quite a lot of it. Rail parts too. So
oh,
the
that's
fire
the whole
is...
gun.
Whole turret.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the whole
gun
thing.
is gone.
I was looking before and it didn't... I didn't see any ejectors when I looked at it before, but that just proves it just went like that. Also, turret collision seems to be on. Yeah, I was looking at this one, but deemed that fine because it's a front-sider. So it supposedly is pointing at the enemy. So I didn't fix that one. Huh.
Needs more interceptors.
It needs just way more defense in general, I guess. The interceptors are only these two launchers, I think. Then again, this is also two quite sizable torpedoes.
Yeah, I guess. Generally, you don't see people using torpedoes that large.
Also, did
For
this one
tournaments.
get like... Oh yeah, this one did get damaged. So, I think one of the torpedoes may be out of action now. We'll see. Yeah, it's only one torpedo that's launching. Still, the Piersimp only needs to survive another 3 minutes like this, and that's it then. That's GG's. I see some more steam parts actually. Oh. Piersimp's still holding out. It's trying to live. Although it's falling down again in terms of health. It had a bigger lead at some point. A much bigger lead actually. Yeah, now that the internals of the Piersimp are exposed, I think it's losing a lot more health. There's the torpedo again. Doing what it tends to do. Just deleting chunks of this enemy ship. But anyways, I think we're in for another long wait. So... I don't know. Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts received an update, I think, while I was away last week. Which, by the way, I passed my seminar, or whatever you may wanna call it. Luckily. Not like there was any test for it or anything either, but I had a fun time there. And it wasn't work. Now, for this week, I think... Oh yeah, I do have my internship this week already. So, actually I think I might just do one more battle after this and then call it. Oh, the Piersimp is despawning. Why is that?
Too damaged.
Probably, yeah. So...
What? Wouldn't the fire get too damaged first?
I mean, the Piersimp wasn't as damaged as the ICF, but since it's a campaign vehicle, I'm not sure if the despawn limits
Oh
for it were set
yeah,
different
they
or
have
something.
despawn figures that are set higher. They despawn at like 75% or something.
So yeah, the Piersimp may have just fallen victim to that in this case. Ivan can go and see what's up with that, I guess, if he wants to bother. Alright, what's next on the battle list? One more, I guess, can't hurt. Oh yeah, it's the Nightstar against the Righteous. The Nightstar, it tends to explode, so that should be a fast battle. And it was against the Righteous. There it is. Seems like a good spot to end this stream anyways. I think it's better than... Where did you fire those?
Although cram test.
Cram, no. I think something exploded already. With how the time slowdown came. Also, look at all the confetti flying around this. This isn't even like heat shells or anything. So the fact that all this internal stuff is flying around just means that those shells actually pen. That's... sap.
Well, I guess you do have the armor piercing.
I mean, they have the armor piercing cap, yes,
head.
but they're not exactly AP shells in most regards. But yeah, the Nightstar, as I said, is quite an explosive design. It has quite weak turret caps. Like that. Yeah. It goes to show nicely here with the turret well being like 1 meter of metal. This APS turret back here is not much better, by the way. And so this thing's...
Oh, yikes.
This thing's not ejected either, by the way, so this
heavy
thing can
armor's
boom.
on the sides. Why?
Yeah, I try to put like 3 layers of metal minimum on all my turrets.
I mean, this is also a refitted campaign vehicle, I think. It's the Morningstar from the Great Talents. Something like that. Still, that's not exactly good. I'm just waiting for that APS turret to blow. It's kind of feeling... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's game over. Immediately.
Oh man, like barely a minute.
Yeah, barely even a minute. How's the... Not Righteous looking before I forget to even look at it at all? It seems to have lost a gun barrel, which... Sure. Yeah, something seems to have penetrated on the side here. Still, it's definitely coming out on top in this one. And yeah, it still had some armor left as well before its internals came. So
Nightstar is definitely a glass cannon.
Yeah. Right, so the Righteous takes this quick little win, and with that, I think we can call it for this week. Next week there will be another stream, of course. I'll go ahead and upload this video, and until next time, goodbye.